Sophie Cunningham's jersey is gonna sell out tonight. The people have been waiting for this. If the refs are not gonna do their job, the players are gonna have to be the enforcers themselves. This game was chippy from the beginning and the refs did not do their job. JC Sheldon pokes Caitlin Clark in the eye, and then Caitlin gets chucked to the ground by Marina Mabrey. In the Indiana Fever, girls are just supposed to be like, yeah, no worries, no big deal. No one was ejected for that, but we're just gonna play cool. No, finally someone was like, no, I'm gonna stand on business. An intentional hard foul where she knew she wouldn't hurt JC Sheldon, but she sent a message. It didn't need to get to this point though. It's the referee's fault. Where did they find these referees? Behind the cash register at Sephora? They took nearly 20 minutes to review that play where Caitlin Clark got poked in the eye. And they came back and gave out 3 techs and 1 flagrant to JC Sheldon. If you guys don't remember, in the last game that the Fever played the Sun, JC Sheldon took out Sydney Colson's leg and was part of the reason that Sophie re-injured her ankle. So do I promote violence? No. But did somebody need to stand on business in this situation? Yes. All I know is there is about to be a lot more Sophie Cunningham fans after tonight.
Instant karma just stamped Marina Mabrey's passport, and this time, it wasn't a vacation. After her brutal, dirty assault on Caitlin Clark during a heated Fever versus Sky clash, the basketball world erupted. Analysts shook their heads in disbelief. Fans didn't just boo, they organized. Online outrage exploded into a single savage chant that "Send her south." The trending hashtag, "Fire her to Mexico." And it wasn't just talk, it worked. The WNBA's bad girl is out.
It was chippy the last time these two teams faced off too. Sophie Cunningham suffered her ankle injury in that game, but in addition to that, she actually had part of her front tooth knocked out. She made contact with JC Sheldon as Caitlin Clark knocks down the triple.
But what people don't talk about enough is how hard you have to work to be able to be that good. All the hours that she's spent perfecting her craft.
Retreating, firing, and hitting.
So she can do that.
On Indiana arguing the call.
I mean, step back, you're late. She almost looks you in the eye.
Can we talk about the physicality for a second? 2 players on the Indiana Fever got injured last night by the same player on the Connecticut Sun, and that was JC Sheldon. And I tweeted about it. She was playing so reckless. I'm fine with players playing aggressive, but there is a thin line between playing aggressive and playing reckless. When you dive for a ball, you don't land on somebody's leg. She landed on top of Sydney Colson's leg, and her leg got stuck and literally twisted around. Both injuries, both Sydney Colson and Sophie Cunningham, were contact injury. They weren't non-contact. They weren't ACLs, they weren't Achilles, they were contact injuries caused by the same player. And this kind of physicality that the WNBA they brag about. They say it's always been a physical league. That's just the heart of the It's not good basketball. And we've seen so many injuries. Paige Becker's out with a concussion. Rakia Jackson was out with a concussion. All of these injuries are contact plays. We've seen Caitlin Clark last year get chucked to the ground. We saw Angel Reese get clothesline chucked to the ground. The players continue to do it because the refs are allowing them. Why wouldn't you keep doing it if you're a physical player?
Gone, deported, exiled. Marina Mabrey, once a rising name, now finds herself banished to Mexico, a basketball wasteland compared to the WNBA. No post-game apology, no statement, just silence, and a one-way ticket out of the league's spotlight. And standing in the center of the storm, Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark's unspoken enforcer, her protector in chaos, finally snapped. She didn't pull punches, she didn't drop cryptic shade, she called Mabrey's hit pathetic.
Quote, they should suspend Marina Mabrey for the rest of the season, to be honest. Marina Mabrey deserves a lifetime ban from the WNBA. Mabrey should be ejected, a third fan declared. Refs need to be reprimanded. Luckily, Cece didn't get hurt being shoved like that. The league needs to suspend Mabrey. If not, it could get ugly. Well, we got continued fallout around the Marina Mabrey incident that took place against Caitlin Clark. The entire game turned into a clown show because of JC Sheldon's actions and Mabrey's actions. And of course, there was going to be some outrage around that, as well there should be. A lot of people want things to just be about basketball.
Then she crossed the line. If the league won't protect its stars, maybe it's time to export its problems. Boom. Mic drop. WNBA social media exploded. Within 48 hours, Mabrey was suspended, removed from the Sky's roster, and shipped to an affiliate team in Mexico. A shocking move many now call the first deportation in WNBA history. No appeal, no delay, just complaints, chaos, and consequences. Mabrey crossed the line. Now she's out of bounds, permanently. But while one career burns, another may be about to rise again. Because behind closed doors, another story was brewing, one that could reshape the entire future of Indiana Fever. A leaked meeting between Fever GM and Lisa Bluter. Yes, that Lisa Bluter sent the basketball rumor mill into overdrive. For those who forgot, Lisa Bluter isn't just another coach. She's Caitlin Clark's creator.
So guys, look, this is the part right here, right? So I just hate to pause it. So this is the part of the press conference that was leaked last night that we did not see the full. We didn't see the full clip of it, and we didn't hear the full audio of it. It was just a little context that was released from a sports person up in Connecticut in regards to this. So this is when he's going to go in on Sophie Cunningham. He's about to go in on. Listen to what he says. Listen to what he says here, guys. Listen. Can't make this up.
So this is just disrespectful, and I don't know how JC and Lindsay they get ejected from the game when they do not do nothing. So for me, it's just disrespectful, to do this foul when you are winning the game by 17 points. It's completely stupid.
The incidents earlier in the game, just your thoughts on that, specifically the hard foul and the pushing, I guess, during the third quarter.
Sorry, can you repeat?
The hard foul earlier in the game,
hard what?
Or the foul in the third quarter when
JC accidentally poked Caitlin in the eye. Can you just give it that?
Yeah, but she didn't do it on purpose. It was just her defense. But I don't think that she did this on purpose. We can rewatch the game and. In line when I rewatch it, I know JC. She's not this person. She just tried to defend, and yeah, unfortunately, she let her arms. But I know her, and I know that she didn't do it on purpose. So I don't know how we create something around that. So yeah, this is we can talk about all the moving screen they did and they never called. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff we can talk about.
The players talked about just this kind of being almost a trend where they're letting more physicality happen, and then things like this sort of happen. I'm curious your perspective as a coach, how you've seen changes in the way the game's officiated, and I guess the results.
When it's a away game, you know that it will be never in our sense. So it's for why I say that we lost our mind instead to stick our game plan and stay focused on our game. But yeah, it was again a good learning opportunity. So hopefully we can learn from this game, because I'm sure that if we can play at this level, but just keep our focus, okay, we will win again, more games for sure.
The mastermind behind the Iowa system that unleashed Clark's logo threes, space-heavy offense, and elite playmaking freedom. Bluter turned Iowa into a national TV magnet. She didn't just coach Caitlin, she unleashed her. And now, after the Fever's embarrassing collapse against Aja Wilson's Aces, and Stephanie White catching serious fire for chaotic rotations and stagnant play, the timing is uncanny.
I was former Iowa star Caitlin Clark confirming that Lisa Bluter is the best leader she ever been around. You want to know why she said that? I can give you one good reason, and that reason being that they was winning, and Lisa Bluter knew exactly how to use Caitlin Clark, knew exactly how her style of play was, and she applied that to that team. That's why they were so successful.
I thought at times we could have played a little bit faster, and I think that's on me, not conceding in that. We still got to play up tempo. We still got to play fast. But I thought for the most part we did a lot of stuff that coach wanted us to do, and that wasn't why we lost.
Fire Stephanie White yesterday. Fire her yesterday. And the reason why is not that Stephanie White is a bad basketball coach. It's not that Stephanie White is a bad motivational speaker. It's not that Stephanie White has done a bad job defending her players. It's not any of that. It's that Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark fundamentally have different understandings of the sport of basketball.
And Caitlin Clark, by and large, and I don't know if this is Stephanie White channeling her inner Christy sides, This was an issue last year. It's an issue this year. Caitlin Clark is benign in the fourth quarter. And them not trying to figure out a way to get her looks in the fourth is a total failure.
Sources confirm Lisa Bluder is in advanced talks to take over. This isn't just a coaching move. This is a dynasty blueprint. With Bluder at the helm and Clark as her centerpiece, the Fever could finally become what fans were promised. No more double teams with no help. No more wasted shot clocks. No more just give it to Caitlin and hope.
It was just not a good day for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Many fans is still poking fingers at head coach Stephanie White for actually making the game not entertaining anymore, bro. This motion offense has to be addressed, and Stephanie White has to be held accountable because it's truly the offense that she's running, and it is not for Caitlin Clark at this point. Now, both Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White spoke to the media immediately after this game. Check out what they had to say. Roll the footage.
Stretches that are really good, there's be stretches that aren't as good, and obviously it's frustrating. You want them to go in, and even tonight I felt like there was a few that felt really good off my hand and it just didn't go down. And even the mid-range jump shot to start the fourth quarter and the three to start the fourth quarter, they both felt good off my hand. So it's just frustrating. And I think for the challenge for myself going forward is just continue to pour into every other aspect of the game, and I can continue to have an impact in all those other areas. I thought I got to the rim well. It was just certainly a tough shooting night, and I got to find a way to continue to shoot and remain confident in myself because I know I put the time in. But for me, I don't feel like it's anything that's off necessarily. But
what we have to do as a staff to get her better looks, higher quality looks. Every game plan is going to be to make her score inside the three-point line, right? And the different ways that they're going to do that: physicality, coverage, showing bodies, all the different things. And we have to do a better job of getting her higher quality looks. I'm not worried about Caitlin's shot. Caitlin's shot is going to be just fine.
This would be a system, a vision, a revolution. Meanwhile, Marina Mabrey is in basketball exile. Clark is at a crossroads, Cunningham is still throwing shade, and Lisa Bluder, she's circling, like a queen returning to claim her throne. The WNBA isn't just evolving, it's exploding. The only question now is, will Indiana act before the next Aces rematch?
This is a reckless play. This is reckless. It is dangerous. And this angle makes it look even worse. It is dangerous. Sid Colson is between her and the ball. Sid Colson is in fact between JC Sheldon and the ball, and she dives through her knee. It wasn't even called as a foul. It wasn't even called as a foul.
She just texted me. She never texted me during the game.
All right.
Here is Clark splashing home a three. Way downtown. Putting her back to bed. JC Sheldon is there with her hand in her face.
We got something new now. All right. We've got Aaliyah Boston and Marina Mabrey. Okay. And what looks like a situation where they get tied up, and once again, Marina can't seem to control her temper, and she puts on what looks like an MMA elbow swing, a mixed martial arts elbow swing, a UFC, a WWE bionic elbow.
Or will they miss their final shot at greatness? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should the Fever fire Stephanie White? Is Lisa Bluder the answer? And was Mabrey's punishment justified or not enough? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this isn't just basketball anymore. It's war. More behind the scenes drama coming soon, only on Outta Bonds.